Hey guys, welcome back to Irish Footy Vlogs. Keith has obviously sent out a message to all the guys that like the channel, and he's taken a few weeks off. So I'm running this solo today. We did record, or we thought we recorded a show last night, myself, Keane Menton and Gavin Woods. But unfortunately Skype seemed to delete, or it wasn't recorded, or something like that happened. So I'm running the solo run today. Please forgive me. Obviously I don't have anyone to bounce off and stuff like that, so I'll try and go through the last Friday night's games. Obviously we had Longford against Bray. We had a 1-1 draw with Trinity and Wexford, and we had Cobh Ramblers away to Athlone. So we'll run through them. We'll talk a little bit about the games this week and the upcoming games. Longford play Cork City at home on Saturday, Bray play Galway on Friday, Cobh play Wexford, and Trinity play Athlone. So I think there's only one place to start really this week. It's probably the biggest game of the weekend, and it's Longford Town against Cork City in Bishopsgate. Obviously Longford are coming off the back of a 1-1 draw against Bray at home again. For that game, Bray opened the score and Rob Manley was played through by Kieran Waters, and Rob put the ball past Luke Dennison, made it 1-0, and then Longford's equaliser. Bit of controversy about it. I'm probably saying that with my Bray Wanderers glasses on, but the ball was headed towards goal by Michael Barker from a corner, and the linesman gave the goal from the far side of the pitch. He claimed the ball was over the line. Very difficult to see, so it was kind of a 50-50. So it could have went either way, in fairness. So it ended 1-1. Bray ended up with 10 men for the last quarter of the game. But Longford will probably be disappointed that he couldn't create any more chances after the Bray sending off. So yeah, 1-1. So they go into this game against Cork. Look, Longford's squad seems to be struggling a little bit. They only had 7 men on the bench, which is a worry. I'd say it's a worry for Gary Cronin and his staff. Obviously Darren Craven is a long-term injury. He's been their player of the season, I think, so far this season. He's come up with some vital goals, and him being absent for the last number of games seemed to have knocked Longford back a little bit. Ryan Graydon's obviously coming back from injury as well, so they'll be looking to get him back on the wing, you know, because he only came off the bench against Bray at the weekend. So but definitely Longford seemed to, particularly after the Bray results, when they got a last minute win, Darren Craven scoring the goal, they seem to be on a little bit of a run, but that seems to have diminished a little bit. So they'd be disappointed. They're sitting comfortably in the playoffs, but they'd be disappointed with that they haven't picked up further points along the way. Cork, on the other hand, they go into this game top of the table. Just before the break, they beat Galway 1-0. They ground that result. Fantastic result for Cork City. The other man set off, I think it was Rory Keating. So to hang on for such a vital victory with 10 men for 30 minutes, the remaining 30 minutes of the game, it's fantastic. And it's similar to the Cork Galway game in Turner's Cross, when Galway had a man sent off and they held on then for a win. So it's going to be a fantastic title race. Cork City and Galway going head to head. Like, I mean, they've swapped places at the table a couple of times this season now. So look, personally, I think Cork City will win the league. I know a lot of Cork fans won't be happy with me saying that, but I think they'll be too strong. You know, if they can keep their men firing like Aaron Bulger and Keating, Coffey, you know, they've come up with some crucial goals, and at the back, like Kevin O'Connor and the likes of, they're solid. So if Cork can keep up the momentum and almost break free from Galway in the next couple of weeks, then I don't think there's any stopping from them. Prediction wise, I think Longford are a little bit short at the moment. So I'll go for a 2-0 Cork win. I know they struggled up there earlier on the season in 0-0 draw, but I think a 2-0 Cork win this weekend in Bishopsgate. The next game we'll go to is Bray and Galway. Interesting game. Galway obviously off the back of the defeat to Cork before the break, and before that they had 7 wins in a row, and it looked like they were hard to stop, and they had that defeat, and it's knocked them back a bit. And obviously John Caulfield won't be happy with that, and he'll be looking for a victory here. John Caulfield has a good record in the Carlisle grounds against Bray, so Galway will come here not so much confident that they'll get a victory, but I think Caulfield will set them up that they'll come away with a victory, by hook or by crook. They'll probably get a win. The way he'll set them up, he'll take a 1-0, without a doubt. So I think Galway. Bray, on the other hand, they're off the back of a 1-1 with Longford, as is discussed already. And before the break probably came at a bad time for Bray. 3-0 win against Athlone before the break, and it was a comfortable win on the day. But Bray, they've only won 1 in 12 games, so it's been a difficult patch for Bray. And it doesn't help that they've had a couple of injuries here and there. Conor Clifford went off injured against Longford a few weeks back, and he only came back into the folds there last week against Longford again. So it was great to see him back on the pitch, and you could see the level of consistency that he has showed to Bray over the last few seasons. So hopefully you can get him fully fit, and he can bring on a couple of the young lads, get into their rear a little bit, and almost tell them not how to play the game, but to give his experience, and to let them know this is the way we do it or whatever, So Clifford's a fine player, and he could probably play in the Premier Division without a doubt. Rob Manley got a goal last week and he also got a goal before the break against Athlone, so he's got 2 and 2, so that's good for him. But to be honest, I'd like to see Bray get a result here. I think Galway might be too strong for Bray here. They're a strong physical side, and we've got a lot of young lads at Bray, so it'll be a tough game. And I'm going to go for a Galway. I'm going to go for a Galway 1-0. I think they might have a little bit too much for Bray on the night. The next game is Cobh against Wexford in Coleman's. Both of these teams are. It's funny. A lot of the teams in the league, their form isn't great. The likes of Bray, 1 win in 12. Wexford only 1 win in 8, and Cobh haven't won since April the 18th. So it's a lot of teams that haven't hit any type of form, and Cobh are coming off the back of a disappointing result in Athlone. Lissy Woolen, Athlone hadn't won all season, and Cobh conceded 5 against them, so 5-2 defeat, and they're shipping a lot of goals of late, Cobh. So it's probably disappointing. It obviously is disappointing for the management team and the supporters, so they're obviously second bottom in the league, but they're probably not going to get near the playoffs, so their season's probably going to fizzle out at this stage, So with Wexford, as I said, 1 win in 8, which is a surprise because Wexford have good players in their team. The Dini Corcorans, Aaron Dobbs, Aidan Friel at right back. Jack Doherty has performed well this season. Conor Crowley as well has experience, so it's surprising. And obviously Lachlan Fitzgerald at the back for Wexford. He's been a Premier Division player for the majority of his life, and he's brought a lot of experience to Wexford. But the fact that they're not winning games will definitely be a worry for Ian Ryan. And obviously he didn't take up that Waterford role. And fair play to him, he obviously had a look at that, and it wasn't his cup of tea. So fair play to Ian Ryan on that note. In terms of this game, Coleman's is a tough place to go. The weather hasn't been great lately, so the pitch might still be a little bit soft. I know when we were down there in Commons a few years ago, the weather was really, really good weather, and the pitch was as hard as a rock. So maybe it's held up a little bit, but I don't think either side will win. I think it'll be a 2-2 draw. I think both teams will score. I think Cobh need to get O'Brien Whitmarsh and join them back on the score sheet to help them out a little bit, because if they can open the scoring in the game and then hold on for the rest of the game, that would obviously help, and they get 3 points, and the confidence that would bring to the squad, for future games. I'm gonna go with 2-2 draw there. I don't think any side, Wexford should be better than Cobh with the players they have, but with the form both sides are on, I think both will score and both will concede, so 2-2 draw for me. The last game is Treaty against Athlone in the Markets Field. Treaty United, what a first season they had, absolutely excellent, and no one expected what they brought to the league. They finished in the playoffs, which was probably a bonus. They got their team together a couple of weeks before the season, so fair play to them for that. But this season's a complete turnaround, it seems. I don't know what's gone wrong with Treaty. I mean, Cork City bet them 4-0 in the Markets Field and absolutely annihilate them about 8 weeks ago, I think it is now. And since then, their form has been absolutely atrocious. They've 1 win 11. It's not good form, but as I said already, it hasn't been good form for Wexford or Bray or Cobh, So, but the fact of the matter is they've 7 draws in that game, so they're not being hockeyed by teams, and particularly teams around them. They're not being hockeyed by teams. So, Treaty, a bit like Cobh, they just have to get that win under our belt, I suppose, to give the confidence to the squad. Because obviously without confidence, you don't go anywhere. I think Tommy Barrett will be disappointed because Treaty were a tough side to beat. They always were a tough side to beat. They're a big side. They're not as big as Galway now, in fairness, in terms of bulkiness and muscle and upper body strength. But they're a big side and they're dogged. I know myself and Keith have said this a few times. They're a dogged side, so they just need to get that win under their belt, and. To be honest, I think it will come this weekend. I think Athlone, even though they won 5-2 last weekend against Cobh, their top marksmen getting the goals. It was Zainu and Alua got 2 each, and then obviously Daniel Dobbins got the other goal for them. And a 5-2 win. It's nothing to Cobh will be disappointed that they conceded 5, but Athlone 5 goals. They haven't won all season, and this is their first win. So to get 5 goals, it's impressive. So it's it will be a tough one for Athlone going to the Markets Field. Although the confidence will be high, I think Treaty will get a win this weekend, and they'll cement their place in the playoff. They're in 5th at the moment. Obviously Bray and Wexford are chasing them, so Treaty will be looking to hold on to that playoff spot, and it's going to be, look, between now and the end of the season, I think teams are going to drop points. Teams are going to gain points from teams around them as well. So, and I think that's the crucial thing. Never mind your Galways or your Corks. Results against them don't really matter as such. You're looking to pick up points against your rivals. So Bray, Wexford, and Treaty, they're all chasing that 5th place spot in the playoffs. So, it's going to be like the title race. It's going to be down to the wire, I think. And I think if Treaty win this weekend and Bray and Wexford don't win, they'll go further ahead. So 2-1 win for me in this game for Treaty. Guys, I can't go on without mentioning what happened in the game at Bishopsgate last week. For stuff like that to happen in the stands with the crowd trouble, and it shocked me. Unfortunately I couldn't travel, so I had to watch the game on LOI TV, and it really did shock me, you know. And then social media had videos up after the game and stuff like that, you know. And I know this is in the hands of the Gardaí and stuff like that at the moment, so you can't really say much about it, you know. But the videos are there, and you can see what went down, and it wasn't pretty. It was very unsavoury scene. So we'll see what happens. And look, it's not only Bray; it's just been trouble around the league, you know. Drogheda have had trouble. Derry have had trouble this season. There's been trouble all around the league, you know, and why it's happening only now, I'm not sure. I was speaking to Keane Menton, and it seems to be a cool thing to go to League of Ireland games now, whereas before it wasn't. You know, this seems to be the in thing at the moment. So look, hopefully it settles down. And it's sad what happened to those volunteers up in Bishopsgate, because at the end of the day, they're only volunteers. They're only there for the love of the club. They're not getting a wage or any handouts or anything like that. They're there to help the club out, and it wasn't nice, and it shouldn't have happened. It really shouldn't have happened. So we'll see what happens with the investigations. I know the FEI have the match report, and I'm sure that won't look pretty on the people involved. So guys, thanks very much. Next week, hopefully we'll be able to record the Skype a little bit better. It's disappointing, because the conversation we had with Gavin and Keane was interesting, and was going to be a good old conversation to put out there. But look, thanks very much. If you like the content, like the page, give us a bell notification like as well, and let us know in the comments what you think. Are Cork going to keep up the momentum at the top of the table, or will Galway overtake them this weekend? So thanks a lot, guys.